Hi, this is János, it's Real World Audio, and this is just a quick episode about the stands that I'm using for La Grande, and now they are on proper stands. So before, for the most parts that you have seen them, they were not on any proper stand. I just put them on two strips of wood. Basically, these are just cutouts from the project that were leftovers, and after I finished them on New Year's Eve at 11:30 p.m., I wanted to hear them as soon as possible, as fast as possible, and these stands were in the, well, actually they were not accessible, so that's why I just grabbed a couple of these shavings and put them under them quickly and placed them right there where you see them now. And that's how I was listening to them, and I was not in any hurry to get the proper stands out for them because they sounded pretty darn impressive even just on these strips of wood. And also, why I'm doing this channel and sharing my experiences is not just about showing you a fake, illusory, perfect world, like everything is set up perfect and then I'm so perfect and you guys can fall flat on your bellies because I'm just so perfect. No, the point is to show you different aspects, what happens when you do certain things not perfectly. For example, setting up your speakers on two strips of wood instead of proper loudspeaker stands. So basically what happened when I changed from these to the proper stand, I think I have already hinted at that, but one thing that I noticed right away is that the muddiness from the sound that sometimes was present, not always, but sometimes it sounded as if the sound was getting muddy. And when I removed them from these and put them on those stands, that muddiness was totally gone and cleared. And that muddiness was mainly in the mid-range and the lower high frequencies. And it happened when there was a lot of bass that was added to the sound, plus mid-range present. And that was partly because of the phase cancellations and reflections from the floor, because then the port was close to the floor, and also not just the port was close to the floor, but the front baffle was really close to the floor, so there was a lot of bouncing about and reflections between the floor and the front baffle. And as it is an active speaker, so whatever hits the front baffle, it's going to cause an effect and change the resonance of the front baffle. And now that there's more of a distance between the floor and the front, we observe less of that reflection and rest of the phase issues between floor and cabinet. And another striking thing that I noticed was that as I lifted them, so right now they are 20 centimeters or 8 inches off the floor, that's the height of the stand. It sounded immediately as if I dialed up the volume by 5 or 6 dB. So they seem as if they are like 5-6 dB more sensitive loudspeakers compared to when they were sitting on the floor. And then the difference in volume, in apparent volume, and the dynamic range was really staggering when I made the change. And it's not just that the drivers now got closer to your to the level of your ears, because they are still at the level of my navel. Really, as I'm sitting, they are nowhere close enough to my ears yet anyway, they are too short for that, but now the cabinets can radiate much more into the room. And it's not just that they are taller than before, but before they just were on these two wooden sticks, and right now they are on a steel stand, on a really rigid steel stand, and that allows them to resonate more. So I think these pieces of wood, they were just dampening the sound too much, and they contributed probably partly to that lower efficiency, lower sensitivity that I was hearing. And this is another proof why you need proper stands, and why a good quality stand is just so much more different, because this has a proper support for the base of the cabinet, instead of just some flimsy something where the cabinet is basically wobbling on these two pieces of wood. So now there's no wobble, no play, but there's very strong support, and the stands are standing on steel spikes. So that's one lesson from here, that yes, stands make an astonishingly big difference, both in apparent sensitivity, which was most apparent in the mid-range, and but high frequency as well, and bass got much cleaner and much tighter and much deeper. So now there's like really scary deep frequencies coming out, and it's really hard to believe sometimes that we are listening to them and not the giant voice of Lancelot's next to them. So before that I thought that it's a physical impossibility to have such tiny drivers produce such low bass. But of course you hear about such small drivers in today's world, which are really super low efficiency but ultra high excursion, pushed by really beefy solid state amps, and they pump out amazing bass. But that's like a really gross, inflated, over exaggerated something which is to my ears it's just so primitive and so underdeveloped, and lacks all sorts of refinement and airiness and ease to it, that really I'm really grateful when those systems are turned off, or where I can leave the room. Here these really do behave as if I'm hearing much higher sensitivity or efficiency systems with really big drivers that are capable of moving air effortlessly and generating that bass totally effortlessly. So that's one thing about the stands. And the other thing I wanted to share is that I'm showing the movie screen behind. So what we've been doing with Nelly the past week or so is that after we get home from work, we just put on some TV shows. We've been binging on BritBox, so the speakers are breaking in mostly on Shetland, but unfortunately we finished Shetland, so now we are watching Vera. And I'm saying unfortunately because Shetland has a really good sound, and it just sounds amazing. And when they have the sound effects there, like they're moving about in the room, or they have the ocean behind, or the seagulls shrieking, crying, is just so astonishingly real. It's just that's why we were just binging on it. And basically when we get home, we turn on the system and we let it run until we are ready to go to sleep. And in the meanwhile you can hear click click click. That's because Nelly is sitting next to me and she's working on her laptop. So that's part of our life. We get home, work doesn't end, but at least we can get to turn on Shetland and watch while we do the work emails and do some stuff. So that's one thing. And what I wanted to say about Shetland and Vera, or Vera, as they call her with this accent in the movie, is that there was a very noticeable drop in sound quality when we shifted to Vera from Shetland. And one thing that I noticed is that Vera's voice is just unbearable to listen to, and that's because I just took out my my oscilloscope app on the phone, and watched it, and she speaks over an octave higher than the other female characters. So while there was a scene when she's interviewing a suspect, and her voice ranges the dominant frequencies between 200 hertz to 2 kilohertz, and Vera's start above 400 hertz and go higher than that. So, and her voice, as the frequency increases, just gets more and more power to it. So my true sympathy for those poor people who were at the editing phase and try to make any sense of how to make her voice work on the soundtrack. I think probably in the raw recording it sounded even much more terrible, and sometimes it can get just next to impossible to record certain people. And yeah, so I think that's what it is. And I've noticed something truly bizarre is that the as episodes of Vera, they are not in the same phase. So season 4 we are watching now, and these episodes that we watched today were in reverse phase, opposite phase compared to the ones we watched yesterday. And when you watch Vera in opposite phase, her voice is just absolutely, terribly, completely unbearable, unlistenable. And that's another aspect of the Lagrange, is that they will immediately tell you without the slightest doubt if what you are listening to is in phase, correct, or out of phase. And those of you who have built it, and you listen to some music and it sounds awful, like really shrill and really just unbearable and sound like broken, that's not because the speaker can only do certain music and not other music. That's because it's out of phase. And then what you need to do is just flip the positive and negative polarity of your speaker cable, and there you go, you got balanced, good sound. So that's why on my amplifiers I always have the phase switch, so I can flip the phase to be correct. And often with music, or even especially with TV shows, one channel's phase is flipped out of phase compared to the other, and these speakers will tell you that. And when you flip the out of phase channel back to the correct polarity, that's correct for the movie you are watching, then you have wonderful sound, and it feels you are in a movie theater and not just watching a show at home. And that's one reason why we just really love to chill like this after a long day at work, to turn on some TV series and just listen to it, because it feels that like we spend our whole evening in a movie theater. And it gives you this experience without turning the volume to 11. We were listening at like normal volume, so that the dialogue of the actors is like at normal level, such as we are talking in the room. So you don't have to just make it shout to have an experience that it fills your room and it sounds big and voluminous and spacious. And even at that modest level, the sound fills the room. It's truly spacious. When there's the sea episodes, it truly feels like I'm hearing the Mediterranean there, and the seas around, around the British Isles there. It's yeah. So it's truly something interesting. And I just wanted to let you guys know that you have to be really careful, really watchful about the phase, and this is something that as an audiophile or as a music listener, when you grow up and you become more aware of what's going on, phase is something that you just want to learn how to hear sooner than later, because you'll be happier if you learn it sooner. And when with La Grande, it's very easy. It's the easiest speakers to tell the phase with. And that's it for today. So thank you for chugging along, and have an awesome day. Please like, subscribe, and have a fantastic day. Bye bye.